Today we're going to do an experiment to figure out what colors look best on video web calls. And I happen to have a ton of options here. These are all fabrics that go with our AnyVoo Voo Drop, which is a webcam backdrop. Specifically, we've built for people who work from home. And we get this question a lot. What color looks the best? So we're going to actually just do a bunch of iterations of colors. I'm going to show you what they look like in our current lighting. Obviously, lighting changes things, but I can at least show you some consistency between things. All right, so let's get started. Just really quick, I'm going to put together our AnyVoo backdrop so that we can put some fabric on it. So the kit comes with just 4 simple pieces of aluminum, and this thumb screws in, no tools required. I'll do this on the other side really quick. The first color we're going to test is purple. And this one has just a tiny bit of gradient in it. This is a fabric from AnyVoo. We have the gradient actually built into the print. So you'll see that there's a little bit of glow just over my shoulder right here. It's kind of a cool lighting effect, but basically this is a purple drop. So you can see as a backdrop color for web video, purple is an excellent choice. Obviously it goes great with the colors I'm wearing, which has to do with a lot of nothing for you. But you can see it looks really, really good on camera. By the way, I've just got normal overhead light on, a little bit of fill light coming over here bouncing off the wall, which I talk about in another video describing how to actually use lighting to make it look very natural, to kind of replicate being in person with someone. But this is what purple looks like on your webcam. Great choice for a background. All right, so you can see gray. This is a medium gray, not super dark, but also, not white by any means. You can see that what happens when you start to use lighter colors behind you is you'll notice the gain, actually the lighting on my face actually went down a little bit. That's because your webcam, unless you've got it set to not be on auto gain, basically is looking for the brightest thing in the camera and adjusting kind of how much light it's going to allow into the lens. So when you start to go lighter backgrounds, you'll actually see that the light on you starts to go down just a little, unless you have the ability to turn that gain off. But gray is an excellent color. In fact, photographers, videographers use gray to set their overall color balance. So it's a great neutral if you're trying to just do something super simple behind you. Gray is an excellent choice for your webcam background. All right, let's put up light blue. It's got a little bit of lighting effect in it, but you can see what's going on there. So here's interesting. So you can see that the light has dimmed on my face some. You can also see that it's trying to figure out when I'm in the picture, you can actually see the gain kind of almost create some green hues over here with the blue, but I'm gonna get out of the way for just a second. That's the color really that it should be. When I step into the picture, again, webcams are going to try to do some color balancing, and I'm going to actually turn that off right now. Actually, I have it turned off. Interesting. So let me back up just a little. So you can see blue does look really, really nice. It's nice and elegant. It's starting to tend to look like a green screen just a little, which if you don't mind that look, that's great. A lot of people might think you're standing in front of a green screen, but that's not the end of the world. I think light blue is a nice color. Maybe not as rich, and there are some colors that I think look better than light blue, but this is a great option if you're trying to do something really, really kind of subtle and you don't mind it kind of looking like a green screen. That is light blue. This is what we call Destin Blue. Looks fantastic, nice and rich color. Tough to argue with blue. Most newscasts, somewhere in the background, there's a lot of blue because blue just really reproduces well on camera, even with a webcam. So it's a great look. This is Destin Blue. We call it that at AnyVoo. You might just see it as turquoise or something like that in other places. It's a fantastic color to go behind you for a web call. do hot pink. Oh man, that's exciting. Look at that. Now, that makes a statement. If you want to get on your next web call and blow people away with how vibrant you are, I think this could be the way to go. All right, so this is hot pink. Here's what it looks like on a webcam. I think it looks pretty cool. I actually might try this sometime just to get somebody to go, whoa, hello. You can see that the webcam adjusted, and actually the lighting on my face actually looks pretty good with this pink, which I didn't really expect. Very cool. That's pink. All right, let's see what yellow looks like as a webcam backdrop color. All right, so we're looking. You can actually see the webcam trying to do a little adjusting, right? It's trying to figure out, is that bright, is it dark? And as I scoot in, you can actually see it kind of changes brightness just a little bit. But it didn't do what I thought it would do, which I thought that the yellow background would sort of make my skin look yellow. Instead, the yellow actually is a pretty bright pop of color. And unlike if you did this with a virtual background, there's no weird stuff going on between my fingers. You don't see my hair doing something weird. So, surprisingly, this bright yellow is actually a nice look for a web call, especially if you're wanting to go for something bright. And I'm not gonna call it aggressive, but maybe happy. Yellow is a great color for your webcam backdrop. I have to be honest, I have my doubts about mint green. Here we go. Mint green. Ah. Well, interestingly, it doesn't look terrible. Because it's a lighter color, maybe the light gain changes on my face a little. But if I had maybe a different color shirt on, it's not a bad look. I back off the camera just a little. It actually looks like a pretty nice toned mint green. Who knew? Well, that's exciting. I guess that means there are a lot of variations, a lot of things you can do, and your webcam actually still looks pretty good. I'm gonna call this a win. Mint green is definitely good to go if you're looking for kind of a different color for your video conference call or your webcam backdrop. Do mint green. I think you'll like it. All right, probably nothing makes a statement like red. So let's see what this does on our webcam. Oh, look at that. Okay. Man, with my shirt's kind of orange and red. You see, it really pops. Man, I'm gonna have to call that a win. That looks really good, actually. I'm probably gonna do a red the next call I do. I don't have red in any of my company colors, but there needs to be red in there. That looks fantastic. Plus, it really looks good in the room too. Makes the room feel like big and colorful and bold. All right, I think red, I keep getting surprised. Red looks great on webcam as well. Great choice for a background color, so give it a shot. See what happens. Okay, I think you're gonna see what happens with black is everything gets very dramatic. Look at that. Yeah, I've got a little, you can actually see the gain shift as I move forward. Yeah, I mean, that's pitch black behind me. So if you want to literally have everything blanked out and you just be the focus of the conversation, that's super cool. Now you can see what's happening. It's pretty interesting. As I adjust around, so let's say the light's hitting on my forehead, the light gain is doing some funny things, and it's trying to figure out like what is going on in this picture. So it actually is kind of blowing some of my skin out a little bit, just a little bit warm because it's hot in here. But you know what? If you're looking for just zero distractions behind you, right? Like you just want it completely silent and you just want to talk to somebody like you're standing in a void. Black's not a bad choice. It actually looks pretty good. I keep waiting for the one to like look terrible. We actually put black on the back of all of our Voo drops just by default. I don't necessarily recommend people use that side until I saw this, and then I'm thinking, well, it's actually pretty dramatic looking. I would tell you just to make sure you have nice even lighting in your room. Make sure you don't have any hot spots. Like, I don't love what's going on there on my forehead, but that's not the color's fault. That's my fault probably. So give black a try. We're gonna put this back up here. This is not pure white, obviously. This is not pure white, obviously, but I think it gives us an idea of what white looks like. White looks great. You'll see there's an apparent darkness on my skin just a little bit. So if that bothers you, or if you feel like it doesn't give you the contrast that you want, maybe you want to steer clear of white. Actually, for a long time, I have recommended nobody put white behind them. I'm kind of softening on that just a little. I just don't think it has quite the richness or the impact as having some of the other colors behind you, especially like a gray or a blue or a purple, as we saw earlier, a red. Amazing. But white's still a good option. It's probably not my first choice. It's more understated. You could do tans and so forth as well. It would kind of have the same impact. If you're just trying to block things, maybe it's a good choice. In this room, I have a tan wall, so if I wanted to do tan, I'd just probably take the backdrop down. Well, hopefully now you know what color looks good on a webcam. I think you have a lot of good options. If you would love to brand one of these colors, I would highly recommend you take a look at what we do over at AnyVoo, because you can add your logo or any kind of custom design. We can build a backdrop for you just like the one that's hanging up behind me here in any of the colors that we've talked about today, so you'll look professional on every web call. Hope this has been helpful. Thanks so much.